Get the latest in Cardinal sports. Benny Rogers brings you the latest in scores and standings throughout the region. Cardinal Weekly starts now.
Welcome to another edition of Cardinal Weekly presented by the Cardinal Sports Network. I'm Benny Rogers, the Sports Information Officer here at the college. Athletic Director, Head Football Coach Brad Smiley is going to be stopping by for a visit in a couple of minutes to talk about the signing class he and his staff recently assembled earlier this month. But first, we start with a record-breaking performance in women's basketball. Against Panola at Cardinal Gym a week ago Wednesday, Lady Cardinal sophomore Shalonte Allen broke a 26-year-old single-game scoring record when she lit up Panola for 52 points in a 119-54 win. The 52 points eclipsed the 50 points scored by Cardinal Hall of Famer Portia Hill in 1988. Let's pause now for some of the sights and sounds of the record-breaking performance.
Pulls up for the soft running jumper. Shalonte Allen with the layup, the block. She's going to go to the free throw line for an and one. Free throw attempt is good by Shalonte. 50. Allen puts up a three-pointer. She gets it to finals. Shalonte Allen for three. Shalonte Allen. Shalonte on the attack. Drives for the layup. Shalonte for three. This one is good. Allen takes it herself. Shalonte Allen for three. Shalonte controlled by the Phillies, and then there's Shalonte Allen with the steal. Shalonte Allen puts up the shot, and Shalonte quickly. Shalonte Allen for three. Shalonte Allen for three. She's got 33. Shalonte to 40. Shalonte Allen for three. Shalonte Allen for three. Shalonte Allen for three. Shalonte Allen. Some blanks now. That's not a blank from close range. Allen for three. Allen for three. Shalonte Allen. Shalonte at the free throw line. Gets this one to fall. Thought about the three. Drives for the soft shot. Gets it. It could happen, folks. It could happen.
Coaches come over and say, we've got 47.
Shalonte Allen. Shalonte Allen. She has tied the all-time single-game scoring record set by Portia Hill. They now have 50. 4.2 seconds. Could this be it? Could this be it? Shalonte Allen has set a single-game score record for the Lady Cardinals. 52 points. Nobody's done it. Portia Hill didn't do it. Betty Lennox didn't do it. Shalonda Ennis didn't do it. But Shalonte Allen has gone for 52 points tonight and set a single-game scoring record for the Lady Cardinals, the oldest record on the book.
The performance helped Shalonte receive the NJCAA Division I National Basketball Player of the Week honor. Congratulations, Shalonte. The number one ranked Lady Cardinals were back at it Wednesday night at home in a 137-56 blowout of Bossier Parish. Shalonte scored 38 points, and Deborah Meeks had 27 to pace the win. The win was the Lady Cardinals' 56th straight home win and 53rd straight conference win. They are 28-1 overall and 17-0 in the conference and will be the number one seed in the regional tournament next week at UT Tyler. The Lady Cardinals are at home Saturday against Angelina. The Lady Cardinals have already qualified for the national tournament. The Cardinal basketball team is currently ranked number 8 nationally and has secured an opening round bye in the regional tournament next week. Going to their season finale Saturday at Navarro, the Cardinals were still in the driver's seat for the number 1 seed. The Cardinals were an 83-62 winner against Bossier Parish at home Wednesday night to improve to 25-4 on the season and 15-3 in conference. Octavius Ellis, Dedrick Basil, and Kevin Jordan scored 14 points each to lead the win. Adonis Foote and Josh Robinson had 11 each, and Patrick Ingram 10. In softball, the Lady Cardinals were 12-6 going into the crossover tournament this weekend in Longview. The Lady Cardinals are coming off a hot streak in which they reeled off a school record 9 straight wins. And now let's talk Cardinal football with Brad Smiley. Brad, thanks for stopping by. We're 2 weeks removed from signing day, and at the time you told me you thought it was one of the best recruiting classes in the country that you and your staff assembled. 2 weeks later, reflect on the class.
Well, it's just now that we've had some time to sleep and breathe a little bit. But it was, this class it's extremely well-rounded. That's the thing with me is we didn't have a lot of major needs with returning so many players from last season. So it just really had us. We were in an advantageous situation that we could go out and just take the best players that we loved, at positions. And if we didn't love them, we didn't take them. And so obviously you're looking at a whole class now of guys you love. And so, you're not just as players, but just as people and kids, and just to bring into the program guys are going to come in and have a lot of fun, have a lot of success with. So we're just excited about them all.
What are some of the names that obviously fans won't recognize now, but as soon as these young men arrive on campus, they're going to recognize them real soon?
Well, I think obviously the position that gets the most attention is quarterback. Last year we had to replace a great quarterback. Had a great career here in his one season. Ryan Polite, and even Hunter McCoy, who had a great 2 seasons with us. And did a great job in a role as a backup this year and started several games as a freshman. But losing those guys, left us with Monty James, one on campus. So we knew we had to go out and address the quarterback need, probably the most pressing need that we had to address. And we were able to go out and we got a transfer in at break. Ford Childers transferred in from the University of West Virginia. He was I think the number 12 rated quarterback in the country coming out of high school, started a couple games in the Big 12 last year at West Virginia. So it was exciting for us to get another guy like Ryan to come in and compete, who had played at that level, had played at the highest level, to be coached and competed in that arena. And that was big. And that allowed us really to go out and go find quarterbacks that not necessarily were going to have to play next year, guys we could develop and what they could turn into. And I think that's kind of what we did. We took some guys on both sides of the coin. Ray John, Austin Ramsey, Layden Ovey, those are 2 guys that played a lot of quarterback. Lane played his senior year, put incredible numbers at Mesquite Poteet, but had only played his senior year. Started at Mike linebacker as a junior. So that tells you what kind of athlete he is and what kind of football player he is overall. Ray John Austin Ramsey is a guy that started a couple of years. And then Ryan Cottingham, who is a 2-year starter as well. In a new program, younger program, Sunnyvale, not typically loaded with athletes yet, because Coach Settle and those guys are just now growing and starting to have graduating classes. So, he's exciting. You look at that frame. He's a 6'4", 6'5" kid. He plays basketball. Great feet, just overall a very good athlete, and Ray John's more of a combo guy. Ryan's a pocket pass guy. Lane Novey's an athlete, football playing guy. So I think we're just excited about that position overall with what those 3 are going to bring into it. And then of course we had a few more guys join us at break that have done a lot of good things so far this spring. So that being the most pressing need, you'll probably have to hear some of those names next year pretty early at quarterback position. Just whatever it is, starting roles, backup roles, or maybe there's just some things we create to have a guy to do a few certain things with.
Right. Well, turn your attention to the defensive side of the ball. Then, what was the most pressing need there that you saw?
Well, I think we had to go out and find some defensive linemen. I mean, as every year, it doesn't junior high to the NFL, you can never have enough of them. So I think one guy that Chance Rogans was our first commit, of the recruiting season, and he was that defensive lineman everybody was going after, and it was exciting to see a guy like Chance, who was loyal to us because he committed really early in the process, had visits set up and offers from everywhere, and he canceled them all and he stuck with his commitment. So that just shows you a lot of the character of that kid and the program that he comes from. Sam McElroy, the head coach at Naaman Forest now, a lot of us known him for a long time in this business, and he and his family to come in and love it, fall in love with the place, know it was the best place for him to stick with. It was great. Chance is a 6'4". He played around 270, 275, probably finished, about 255, 260 now. He could play end. He could play inside. He's cut from the mold of a lot of the guys that we've had success with these last few years, those flat belly inside guys like Jostin Thomas, and some guys like that could play either or. Keandre Love this year for us as a freshman, who'll be a sophomore next year for us. So, that's exciting. Rashad Williams from Marshall, same type of body, 6'4", he's 270 pounds, he can really run. Kobe Priest, just a big athlete, really. Kobe, we're going to start him on the defensive line side of the ball. He's just a big body that moves really well, but he could easily flip to the other side of the ball. Leon Harwell Jr. was an exciting get. He was the player of the year in the state of Louisiana. 2A class 2A, every all-state team, every player of the year award he could get it, he picked it up. He's very athletic at 275 pounds, 6'1", but moves really well. Very highly skilled kid, very impressive on the basketball court. Well, that body moving that way, and it's really dangerous. So, inside we feel like we've addressed some needs and did a very good job. And defensive end wise, same thing. Brahma Howe is a guy that just last year we did a for the first time, really got down to San Antonio. And Coach Brian did a great job last year getting to San Antonio. We signed George Robertson and Garrett Gunner and some different guys out of there. But this year, hitting it hard again. Coach Patterson had a background in that from when he was at Kingsville. He knows them all very well. So, Brahma to me is he's exciting. I mean, you cut on the film and you watch him, and he can play. He really moves very well, runs well, high motor guy. So should be a lot of fun. I mean, I'm excited about all of them. I think they all really did a great job. Cardinal Best, Lil Elm, also double signed with Division I school, and he's just a big body defensive end right now, 6'5", 255, somewhere in that range. His brother was smaller than him in high school, supposedly. His brother's starting tight end at TCU now, and his brother's over 275 pounds, now. So he's going to be an edge player inside, same thing, just a lot of length and good speed.
As you and your coaches went out on the recruiting trail, starting back in the fall, what's the biggest difference coming off a season like we had? You go 10-2, you go to a bowl game, you win the bowl game, you set all kind of school records, national records, ranked 5th nationally, versus when you come off a season when things didn't go quite as well.
Right. Well, the thing is, the last few years we've been able to point to a lot of our success off the field, and for 2 years in a row, in 12 and 13, we led the country with Division I signees. 19 last year, 16 the year before. So obviously we had a lot of the success, and typically what a 2-year program signee's looking for is what place can get me to the next level, what place can put me at the highest levels, sign with Division I schools for whatever reason, whether it been grades or academic issues, or maybe they just didn't get recruited like they wanted to, maybe they were hurt in high school, whatever it was. That's why they came to this level, and we showed the ability to move these guys on at a greater rate than anybody in the country. Of course, then it always comes back to, a lot of times, wins and losses, especially when you're in that close recruiting battle. Mm-hmm. So this year, like talking about Chance earlier, and Philip Baptiste, wide receiver from Copper's Cove, these guys, they were like, whoa, slam dunk. They put more guys out than anybody in the country, and now they're winning championships. What's a slam dunk? This place gives me an opportunity to do exactly what I want to do: graduate, win championships, earn scholarships, and move on to the next level. So I think that's a big part of it. And then, of course, dealing with the Division I schools that we work with and recruiting. Byron Daniels, here's a Texas Tech signee, a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. What we did offensively this year, their relationship and the guys' relationship on that staff with Coach Patterson, and knowing them for a long time. Coach Jinks over there, who was a long-time coach in the San Antonio area, and Coach Patterson worked in that area. Obviously, there was a great tie-in there that say, hey, listen, if we want to develop a receiver, and put him somewhere that's going to get him out, that's going to show him how to play the game the right way and develop at the college level, then why not? Because of what we were able to do offensively. So it was just a great tie-in all the way around this year. It really was. So obviously there were some surprises on signing day, both directions, which is part of the game. But, we feel great about it. These guys are I'm looking forward to this class getting here.
Talk about your coaching staff and all the hours and the time, and they were away from their families, and the effort they put into assembling a recruiting class of this nature.
Well, this year was because we played so late. We never had a break, in the seasons that we didn't make a bowl game. Let's take last year, for example, in 2012, and we weren't in a bowl, and your season's over. You're able to go devote some time and hit it in November like that. This year, we really, when the decisions were first made, that when we win the championship, all right, we've got about a week. Everybody get a couple days on the road and get out while we're waiting to get film and find out who we're playing in the bowls and doing all these types of things. Everybody hit the road for a couple days, and then we're back in the office and breaking down film and putting together game plans and, working through, Thanksgiving and, trying to get things prepared and practicing on Thanksgiving break. And so it really did. It obviously takes some time away from your families, but, the sacrifices that we make. But this is what we do. If you're not practicing or thinking about football during Thanksgiving break, you didn't have a successful year. You're not very happy. You're having to recruit for other reasons to replace what you have, not just add to what you have. So now it's just all about that. Now, obviously, my wife Jana, she gets it and she understands it. She's been in the game for a while now. I'm going on my 20th year in college coaching, and we've been married for 17 years now, but we were dating the other year. So it's really all she knows and she understands. So you know, you got to take some time when you're out on the road to maybe hit some malls at night or something, do some Christmas shopping, get some things done. But they understand and they get it.
Before we let you go, Brad, I want to let you put your athletic director's hat on, and let's talk about the athletic program as a whole and the success we've experienced within this last year.
Right. It really is. We have a great team here at Trinity Valley. We really do. As far as the coaches concerned from all the sports, the assistants, I think everyone just gets it. They understand what we're here for, and they work so hard and do such a great job, you know, representing their programs and taking care of their business. And we do want it to be a situation where, you know, there's a lot of pride within this school and within this community and the alumni. We've always been very successful in all that we did, not just athletics, but from the athletic side, there's not many programs in the country that can boast what we boast. And, you know, just looking at last year's 2013 calendar year, you know, every program makes it to the regional level. You know, 3 of the 5 go to postseason play on the national levels. You know, national titles and conference titles and regional titles and those types of things. Right now, you know, football finished top 5 in the country. Both men's and women's right now are top 10 in the country. The women are number 1, you know, after, you know, beating Kilgore. You know, in basketball, our men's team's probably going to jump up top 5. They got a chance to jump up top 5. They got a chance to lock down the conference championship. Women already locked down the conference championship. You know, our volleyball team in a young program, here we are coming off of several years in a row going to the regional and making semifinals. Right. You know, Coach Spain, just talking with her yesterday, she's excited because she's got her, for the first time, she's sitting on her 15 recruits and she's got her full allotment in there. And I think everyone knows, you know, softball coming off a national appearance last year, going to nationals, and Coach Johnson, this team, very talented. They got a chance to win it this year, regular season, and go to nationals again. I think, you know, I have full confidence this is the year that we get our 10th national title in cheer. You know, these back-to-back years of runners-up, and now we're sitting on a very talented team. Although Coach Franklin, I know we've been dealing with some injuries, but they'll get it right. I think it's just right now everything's great. But it's a true testament to the team as a whole, as far as the coaches, the assistants, you know, Lucy Strong, you know, just Dr. Forgy, our president, Dr. Kinzer, you know, vice president of student affairs. I mean, these are the people that help make this place successful because they give the support that's there, and not necessarily financial, but just the moral support. This is what you want to do with your program. This is where you want to take it. You have a vision for it. Go do it. You know, just keep taking great care of the student athlete. And that's what everybody in our department does. They just do a great job of taking care of the student athlete in all facets and helping, because not only the championship successes are there and the rankings are there and the regional championship successes are there, but if you just look at where our student athletes as a whole are going on and moving their careers to, and, you know, I mean, last year was amazing. You know, just the schools, you take all the sports and you start throwing schools out there, SECs and Big 12s and Big 10s, and it's just a really amazing thing. And it's fun. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help these kids come through here and go realize their dreams, and that's what's happening. So I think that's why you see a lot of success.
Well, Brad, thanks for stopping by. We'll check in with you later as we get deeper into the spring semester. That's Coach Brad Smiley, our athletic director and head football coach here at Trinity Valley Community College. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Cardinal Weekly. Due to conflicts with the regional and national basketball tournaments and spring break, this will be our final Cardinal Weekly until the last week in March. Please remember the Cardinal Sports Network will webcast Saturday's women's basketball game against Angelina at 2 p.m. For the Cardinal Sports Network, this is Benny Rogers reporting.